I'm up at 5 every morning anyway, and doing my business because I'm all around the globe, and spend a couple hours doing that. At 7:30, I jump on the bike and
Just get off.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Everybody goes, you got an electric bike? I said, yeah, I have an electric bike. It's heavy as a motherfucker, and I pedal the shit out of it. But if I get into a situation where I'm tired or whatever, I can
boost it up.
That's it.
Catch you later. That's the way that they should be used.
Right.
Instead of like dirt bikes.
Yeah. These kids.
Those things are
oh my God, they just haul ass, man.
I used to live on the peninsula on Seashore Drive, and me, these kids on these bikes are mental. Like doing wheelies down the street at like 60 miles per hour. It's like, how is that thing going that fast? Number one, why don't you have a helmet on? Number two, and where the fuck are your parents? Like,
yeah, but you and I were that same dumbass.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's just the way
and
it
now
is.
I'm seeing it from the other perspective. Irresponsible shit.
Hey guys, it happened. There's the proof. Dino made me the burger. I've known you a long time, Dino.
Yeah.
And you have never, ever made me a cheeseburger.
You know what, man? Next time you come, it's
Go buy
on
an
for
RV.
sure.
Yeah, go buy an RV.
Oh, that's right.
Exactly.
You're not a buyer.
Yeah.
Cheeseburgers are for buyers, okay?
That means I must have bought the bus. So we're coming to you soon. Get your burger. Come to Mike Thompson. Buy that bus.
I watched a lady eat shit so hard out the front of my house one day. I was up on the balcony. I physically had to go down to help her because the gash on her leg was so deep just because she wasn't paying attention and literally lost control and floored it straight into somebody else. Like, whiskey throttled it. And it's just like, that's the problem. Like, if you're just on a bike, you don't have a fucking throttle. No. You can't fuck that up. Well, you can, but...
Yeah. You definitely can, believe me. Yeah. But I've always been one of those smart drunks. I always crashed into the sand. You know, I'm not hitting the houses or the block walls. I'm hitting the sand.
Yeah, that is always a smart alternative.
Yeah.
I've been off that footpath a couple of times, and when you get stuck in the sand, then you just up shit creek.
Like you're just done.
Yeah, I've had to avoid, like people, because people have no spatial awareness down there either. So you'll be literally flying down that path, and then all of a sudden someone will just stop. Bang. In the middle of the footpath, no worry about what's coming behind them, and you're just, oh, fuck, the only way I'm going is this way.
Yeah.
And then you're up shit creek.
Or you got parents not paying attention to their kids, and they walk out and not looking anywhere, and all of a sudden every's crashing because this kid...
So trying to avoid this child.
Yeah, not trying to kill a kid.
And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah. What am I doing here? Yeah. My buddy here apparently is kind of selfish because he didn't bring me one of these really cool macro culture shirts.
Yeah, it's okay. I didn't get one from my business partner either.
What's the 23?
23 is actually a special number to me for two reasons. The first reason being we opened and established in 2023 was when the brand was established. But I used to pick, you guys know what Keno is, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when I used to go to the pub, and sit there and drink beers, I'd play Keno. The two numbers I'd always play were 23 and 32. So it's always been like a number that I've had.
Where did you come up with that number? What was the...
It was always Michael Jordan's number. I was obsessed with Michael Jordan as a kid. It's been a lot of fantastic, like phenomenal athletes' numbers. A lot of those numbers translate to a really inspirational story that I've really lived in, because at the end of the day, like those people literally leveling to that.
Badass people, right?
Yeah, they're just really good at what they do, and there's a reason behind it. It's because of the work that goes into it. So the number has a lot of different meanings behind it for me. A lot of those inspirational stories, most importantly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So we just got done doing something that was a lot of fun and a lot of work, didn't we?
Absolutely.
How was that? How long is that journey, number one?
This journey for me it started about 26 weeks ago, right after I'd finished competing last year. Okay. I decided to take a couple of weeks off to, spend with family and stuff like that coming into Christmas. But then right after Christmas, I decided to get back on the bandwagon and start prep for that show. So it was going to be about a 5.5 month prep.
Now tell the audience what show that was.
Bodybuilding show, and it's the NPC USA. So it's the biggest national show for bodybuilding in the country. Yep.
Until we get to the end of the year and the Mr. Olympia
Oh, yeah. So,
competition,
sorry,
right?
let me preference that. All right. So, for the amateurs, like it's the pinnacle of the amateurs before you turn professional. You have the opportunity to turn professional at that show if you win your division. So, it's a pretty big thing. There's about 600 athletes that turn up. And out of those 600 people that turn up, everybody deserves to be there. Because you actually have to qualify for this show. You can't just come and do it. You have to win or get second place.
You can't be a buffoon and show up.
Yeah, you have to either get like first place or second place at the show that you competed at to qualify to go.
You got to qualify to qualify.
Exactly, yeah. So you got to qualify to get to that stage to be able to then qualify as a professional. So 600 athletes, they give out about 50 pro cards, I think. So 550 people go home empty-handed.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's, I think that level of competition before you even look at the big name, who's the best in the world, is always a good one to be watching if you just value the nature of competition because it's such a key piece of the journey to being at that high level. I mean, people are coming from all over who have been cutting their teeth at different levels with the same dedication. They're looking for one thing.
Exactly. Like everybody who's there, and you know, we had a brief conversation about this before the show, but every single person who's turning up to this show, you have to understand that every single person in that position is doing exactly what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. Every single person has a different level of intensity, obviously. Every single person has a different skill set maybe, but everybody's literally trying to achieve the same result, which is to win that competition. So
great camaraderie, I'd imagine.
Well, it's more so knowing that's important, because as an athlete in a competition like this where it comes down to, you know, literally how strong you can get, how much food you can eat, how much more muscle you can put on, when you turn up, all of that work, the back end work that you do, that's the most important stuff. How hard you work in the off season when you're not trying to compete, that's where the true strength comes in, because you have to feed your body the best of the best of the best to get that muscle tissue to come back to know that you're going to be significantly better the next time you step on that stage. And you have to know that you've now outworked every other person that's been doing the same thing as you for the same amount of time.
But now that we're doing that, a lot of that has to do with supplements and all those things that, along with your eating regimen and all that stuff, but you have to have the right supplements, right?
Absolutely. You know, supplements are something that definitely help with the process. You know, there's just certain things with weight training that you can't fully recover from, you know, and have the amount of frequency that's necessary for training volumes to be able to excessively grow muscle tissue.
The muscle's got to build back up when you break it down.
Exactly. So you have to feed it. You have to make sure that you're getting the right amount of protein on a daily basis. Your carbohydrates have to be at the right place. You have to be eating and designing your eating around performance for that particular thing. You can't just be, oh, well, I'll just do whatever and hope for the best.
And you guys, if you're going to get into this kind of thing, like our buddy Kai here is, you need to go to a place like Macroculture and talk to these guys. And along with your workout exercise, you have to have the right things going through your body, because if you don't, there's going to be no results for you.
Yeah, and it is important to understand that, yes, there's a lot of shops out there, there's a lot of places out there that do the same sorts of things that we do, but with the 18 years of experience I have as a nutritionist, as a coach myself, and putting other people up there on that stage consistently throughout the year, myself being one individual.
That's the difference. That's the real difference, is that the proof is in the pudding, guys. And if you got a fat guy like me telling you how to work out and how to build muscle, and I'm fucking, it doesn't work. You got to have a cat like this that's living it, breathing it, and doing it, and he'll get you there.
Yeah. And that's always our goal too, guys, is you have to be able to practice what you preach.
Amen.
If you're not practicing what you preach, how is anybody really supposed to get behind it? At the end of the day, every single thing that we do in our shop, every single thing that we do on a day-to-day basis are things that we practice every single day. You know, I'm living, breathing proof of this. You know, the guys that all work with me, Scott, Sarah, even Matt, everybody's in there. We're all doing the same thing, and we're all trying to just help people understand that it's a lot more simpler than what they're making it.
And doing the same thing, having the same approach for a variety of different outcomes.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
You've got the real competitive physique side of things. There's Sarah doing absolutely crushing the CrossFit game.
Yep.
What are the other guys doing?
So Matt's got a really unique story himself because he's come from over 400 pounds.
Wow.
And now, I work with him with his nutrition and his training programs and things like that. And he's at 208, I think, at the moment.
So he's lost 200 pounds.
But this has been over a period of time too. And Matt's got his own journey before I came into it.
Sure.
But the biggest thing is he has the same mentality, that same focus, that same drive. And it's a big deal for someone who's been 400 pounds to be able to get down to that type of level and then continuously want to progress and get better and better and better.
You guys, you have to have the right coaching. I got a new movie starting here pretty soon with, and they've given me the trainer and I'm doing all this stuff. And I've lost 50 pounds, and it's guys like this that will get you there, because you got to keep that mindset. The mindset, I think, is the most important thing, because you got to want to get up in the morning and do your work.
Look, I'll give you a bit of a rundown on what a day looks like for me.
Please.
And a lot of people are like, oh, you're lucky. You get to be in the gym all the time, so it's easy for you. Well, I get up at 3:30 in the morning. I get about my day. I'm at the gym by 4:30. I'm on the Stairmaster at 4:32. I'm on the Stairmaster until my first client arrives at 5. I train my first client 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then at 10 o'clock, I'm back in the gym for myself. And I've got 1.5 hours to execute everything that I need to execute before I take a 30-minute drive from the gym to the shop. And I start work at 12. I work till 6. I go back to the gym and I get whatever I need to get done that I didn't get done earlier that day, complete, before I go home and I prep my meals. I get myself organized. I'm in bed by 10 and I do it all over again the next day. Because that's what it takes.
It's called discipline.
That's what it takes to get to a level where other people will never get to. You have to be able to make sure that you have the right execution. The right execution comes with the right schedule, and the right schedule comes with having the mindset driven towards the end goal. So at the end of the day, for me, I know where my mentality lies. I know where I need to get to. It's just about refining these little things in life to make it a little bit more simplistic so that you can achieve it. You don't necessarily have to give up everything in your life.
Oh.
And this is what a lot of people get really wrong.
That's the problem.
They're trying to deprive themselves of every little thing in their life. Maybe if you're competing and trying to do that extreme level,
It's different.
it's a different thing, because you're literally trying to be a professional athlete. That's like Tom Brady going to practice for 15 minutes when he's supposed to be there for 6 hours and just thinking because he's hot shit, he's got what it takes.
Right.
No, that guy's going to turn up for 6 hours and throw fucking balls, probably for 6.5, 7 hours, because he wants to be the best. If everybody else is doing 6, he's going to do 7.
Right.
That's an athlete mentality. Whereas the average person is not going to have to go to that point, but there are sacrifices that do need to be made along the way to continue to improve, or just changes, little changes.
Listen, guys, I suggest you go to Macroculture and you talk to my buddy Kai over here. And guys, listen, even if it's a half an hour a day, you got to change. A lot of us have to change, right? We're on the wrong path. I'm getting on the right path because of Macroculture. So guys, let's get on the right path with Macroculture. Catch you next time.